Welcome to this introductory presentation, which discusses how CCA's faster and more effective BI for contact centres helps to deliver important business outcomes, such as higher customer NPS scores and other quality KPIs, and at the same time helps reduce cost by making contact centres more productive. This presentation consists of 3 parts. If you wish, you may navigate directly to the third, the main event, which is a series of examples illustrating how CCA delivers deeper insight more easily and more quickly. But we'd encourage you to watch the entire presentation starting at section 1, where we review the importance of insight, and then proceeding to section 2, where we discuss why CCA is a better BI system. Contact center managers face numerous challenges, including where and how to introduce digital channels supported by AI, ensuring business continuity, maintaining overall quality standards, and doing all this within budget. But achieving quality outcomes and cost effectiveness isn't easy. There are many moving parts to manage, from networks and IT infrastructure to software, people, processes, and queues, and there are constantly changing work patterns. Ideally, therefore, managers will have access to data reflecting the current state of all these elements. Let's look now at the sheer variety of data and information sources used in contact center operations. Note the sheer variety, volume, and dispersion of data across the center. This data may derive from voice or data networks, from the PBX, IVR, or servers hosting multimedia software, or from applications such as CRM or WFM. Issues causing disruption can arise in any of these. Sometimes they are obvious. Others, however, may be less visible but still impact overall performance. It's clear that a manager's task is very difficult without access to data showing the status of all elements and without tools to make sense of it. So next, let's quickly examine the ways typically used to visualize operational data. We can look at how contact center data is presented to managers by existing systems in 3 ways. There are reporting systems. These may provide data for individual vendors only. There are visualization tools, which present data more clearly. And thirdly, there are BI softwares providing varying degrees of insight. How effective are these systems? Well, it varies. But overall, our experience suggests that many tools do not provide sufficient information quickly and easily enough. This risks managers having to spend too much of their time engaging with data and waiting for back-end reports to run, leading to delays in analysis and resolution and impacting customers, outcomes, and KPIs. We believe managers needed more rapid and complete insight. When considering how to give managers more rapid and complete insight, we wanted to make it easier for them to deal with obvious issues, such as when dashboards show red, but also help managers dig deeper to find underlying situations that may cause problems later. We wanted to break new ground. And so we created CCA. CCA has 2 core building blocks. Data analytics is the engine that constantly collects, connects, and processes data from any source, and then applies automated intelligence leveraging years of experience. CCA Data Analytics in turn powers the CCA Balanced Scorecards. These give managers a choice of one-click methods to access CCA's insight. CCA Pulse provides right-now snapshot information and uses data provided by the contact center systems managing voice, chat, and other channels. CCA True Insight is for more measured analysis of information. It additionally uses data from sources such as CRM and WFM. The result is faster access to compelling insight, with managers spending less time working data and more time delivering better outcomes. Next, let's look a little more at CCA Data Analytics. The key to CCA's ability to offer faster, more complete insight for both obvious issues and underlying anomalies hinges on the fact that data analytics constantly collects and hyperconnects data from across the center, then applies AI, which leverages years of operational experience. This in turn enables the population and update of a wide range of predefined scorecards and dashboards. The data in these is then made instantly accessible to managers by CCA Click and Go, which allows on-demand navigation up, down and around all layers of data and backwards and forwards in time. To illustrate this, in the graphic, we see a number of scorecards which are linked to each other and to other scorecards lower in the hierarchy. These are all updated in near real time, meaning that a manager can simply move with a click from a data item on one scorecard to another related scorecard, without waiting for reports. Now let's take a quick look at CCA Pulse and True Insights. CCA Pulse gives managers a snapshot of performance on a right now today basis, or in context of the week or month to date. The manager can then navigate around the CCA system to explore situations or compare the current snapshot to that at a previous point in time. Pulse also features a Live Insights pop-up, which shows a prioritized list of the client's critical KPIs which are currently missing their thresholds. In this slide, we show some of the main column definitions used within CCA Pulse. And now CCA True Insight. This is a tool ideal for a manager who wants to know, for example, how yesterday ended up, or how the centre performed over the duration of a campaign, or perhaps through a digital transformation project, or who wishes to research past performance before planning a new campaign or project. CCA True Insight provides an on-demand top-down, then around view, which lends itself to measured analysis. We'll look at this more deeply in a few moments. This slide shows some of the main column definitions for CCA True Insight. And so now to part 3, the main event. We're going to show 3 sets of examples which illustrate how rapidly CCA points managers at issues impacting performance and KPIs, and at their probable causes. First, we'll look at CCA Pulse, then CCA True Insight, and then at CCA Pulse's Live Insights pop-up. The following examples are based on data recordings of incidents which occurred in a live customer environment where they were uncovered by CCA, with the benefits as summarised in the last slides of this presentation. All data is used with permission. Changes have been made to ensure privacy, and dates have been changed to ensure flexibility in presentations and demos. Many of the scorecards and graphs used in the following examples are out of the box. Others have been configured specifically for the end client's requirement. Note, however, that CCA's underlying structure easily enables new content and configurations of scorecards and dashboards to suit client needs. We'll start by showing how a problem with service levels on the CCA Pulse scorecard can be easily traced down through the layers to identify the source of the problem. We'll go one scorecard at a time. In the CCA Pulse scorecard, the manager spots that the service level percentage, C-Circle X, i.e. the percentage of customers being answered within target time, is dropping in one of the customer's main departments. In the same scorecard line, we can also see that contributory factors may be low productivity, C-Circle Y, or a higher than expected inbound call volume, C-Circle Z. Either way, the problem lies with the Malaysia desk. To understand this better, the manager simply makes a single click on the Malaysian graphic, see the yellow circle, which takes the manager to the CCA Pulse performance scorecard for Malaysia. Here the manager can view the current live performance indicators for the Malaysian market, in total and by team, department or function, see the yellow circle. The manager can immediately see there are service level and productivity issues across most teams, see Circle X, and excessive call volumes affecting the customer service department, see Circle Y. Because there are two potential causes here, the manager clicks on the customer service icon at Circle Z, which takes the manager to the CCA Pulse Daily Performance Scorecard for customer services for Malaysia. Now in Scorecard C, the manager can immediately see that service levels dropped on the 17th of November for several days, see Circle X. The manager can also see that call volumes, Circle Y, spiked at the same times. The manager now wants to see whether the issues with productivity are generic or apply to certain agents only. By clicking on the By Agent tab, Circle Z, the manager is taken to the Staff Productivity Dashboard, D. And finally, the manager gains insight about the individuals contributing to the overall low productivity. The manager knew he had several dozen agents in the Malaysian customer service desk, but he can also see now that a significant number have very high AUX, or non-customer fronting rates, see the blue circle. And in particular, AUX 2 and 3 are showing some poor stats, see yellow circles 1 and 2. The manager can now start to engage with team leaders and individuals to address any potential issues. For example, if the high AUX 3 rates reflect a high level of callbacks or return calls, or buddying with new staff, this may be acceptable, but the manager would want to know and potentially reschedule activity to a quieter time. Let's summarize the last example. The manager had used CCA Pulse to get a snapshot view. It was immediately clear there was a problem with Malaysian service levels. But with just 3 clicks, the manager knows overall service levels were being impacted by the customer service department, which for several days had had too many staff working on non-core activity. He knew which staff were logged in with their AUX codes and could take action as appropriate, all without hunting for data and without running reports. That's just 3 clicks in perhaps as little as 1 minute to assure higher customer satisfaction, translating to more customers retained with higher NPS scores, reduced risk of breaching SLAs, and closer adherence to KPI targets. Next, let's look at an example of how CCA True Insight enables faster, more powerful analytics. In this example, we'll show how CCA True Insight also helps managers analyze and identify harder-to-spot situations. On the surface, this looks like an unremarkable week for Australia in week 14. Service levels, Circle 1, are in range at 81.6%, volumes in Circle 2 are up only 3%, and productivity metrics in Circle 3 appear to be okay. However, with insights coming from CRM and WFM in the same True Insights view, at a glance we can see that both shrinkage in Circle 4 and first call resolution in Circle 5 are actually off target. This is not causing a problem for the overall service level now, but if left unaddressed, these indicators may cause trouble later on. Supported by Click and Go, the manager can now use True Insight to investigate. The manager starts by simply clicking on the shrinkage graphic, Circle 4, which takes the manager to the week-to-date shrinkage report for Australia. Next slide. Here, in the CCA True Insight shrinkage report for Australia, the manager immediately sees there is something wrong. By real-time referencing of productivity and workforce management data, CCA True Insight has shown there were 100 staff hours missing. See Circle 1. This means the staff concerned were not logged in as per their schedule and they were not reported as being on leave. With one more click on the missing KPI, Circle 1, managers can access the weekly Australia Shrinkage Detail Report and see the names of staff concerned in the square blue inset, as well as their missing history, and with a quick and clear understanding of the circumstances can start to take corrective action. But there is more. In the original CCA True Insight report, we also saw that first call resolution was 74. See Circle 5. The manager may want to understand this better, so simply clicks on the FCR 74 graphic. This takes the manager to the non-FCR report for Australia in the same week 14. Now the manager can see the non-FCR rate has spiked, with 26% of customers not getting a resolution first time. See Circle 1. In fact, 61 customers have had to call back more than 5 times to get their problem resolved. See Circle 2. This is causing a lot of customer frustration as well as artificial traffic into the contact centre. But what has caused it? With one more click on the non-FCR 26% graphic at Circle 1, the manager can view the weekly non-FCR and repeat call detail report for Australia and, see the square blue inset, see the profile of non-FCR cases by product, staff name and inquiry type, so the manager can quickly diagnose hotspots and start to take action. And now for an example of how True Insight helps managers to go even further into areas of analysis that would normally not be possible. It is always worthwhile for managers to keep an eye on situations that do not yet cause issues, but may be trending in the wrong direction. Let's look at an example. In the first True Insight scorecard, we noted that call volumes were up 3%. See Circle 2. Most managers with existing tools would not even attempt to understand the implications of this, especially if they had to request and run back-end reports. But keeping a close eye on volume and the demand drivers behind it and how they are trending can be valuable. With CCA True Insight, the manager can easily explore this small rise in volumes. With a single click on the contact volumes KPI, Circle 2, we are taken to the demand drivers report for the same date. See next slide. Immediately, managers can see a significant increase in inquiries. See Item 1. But what is driving this? In the same scorecard, managers can see the breakdown by inquiry type in blue squared 2. It can be seen that whilst 3 product lines have higher volumes than normal, product line 4, see Item 3, has the highest level of excess volume compared to what is expected. To look into this in more detail, the manager simply clicks on the product line 4 graphic, Circle 3, to display the activity and historical analysis scorecard. Here we can view the full range of inquiry types of product 4 with supporting information. We can see that account inquiry is the most common contact type for product 4 within the large blue square. By clicking next on the account inquiry item at Circle 4, the manager can also see that the system records 4 different types of inquiry for product line 4 and that request for a waiver has become the most common. See Circle 5. He can also see that agents have recorded poor service as the most common cause for the waiver requests. See Circle 6. Possibly this is due to some live problem with product 4 and a manager may decide to refer the matter to a product manager. At present, none of these issues had caused the overall service level for the Australian desk to become out of line, but it is always beneficial to be aware of what is bubbling under. This is made much easier with CCA True Insight. Let's summarise the benefits we've just seen from the customer using CCA True Insight. The manager had accessed the CCA True Insight scorecard and seen there were no immediate concerns with service levels. However, 3 areas were worth looking into more deeply. These were shrinkage, first call resolution, and contact volumes. In the case of shrinkage, 2 clicks revealed staff absences. In the case of first call resolution, 2 clicks revealed staff, product and inquiry types behind most non-first call resolution. And with 2 more clicks, contact volumes revealed a product line having issues with service quality. All 3 were issues that may not normally be noticed or investigated at all, but with CCA True Insight, they were easily spotted and analysed, thus helping assure continued overall service quality. The CCA Pulse Live Insights pop-up enables instant monitoring of the customer's critical KPIs against their nominated thresholds. Note that the choice of KPIs and thresholds is fully customizable and can be selected from within any layer of the data hierarchy. Live Insights then constantly scans the nominated KPIs for non-compliance events. The pop-up itself then displays any current points of failure according to severity. Each reported item contains a click-and-go link that the manager can use to navigate directly to the dashboard showing the source of the problem. This pop-up makes it extremely easy for the manager to keep a real-time handle on critical KPIs which are breaching their thresholds. Here is an example of one such Pulse Live Insight. Live Insights has picked up that 9 staff have very high aux times. By clicking on the aux graphic, see Circle 1, the manager is taken directly to the Daily Analytics dashboard in the lower right inset, which shows the team members with the highest aux rates, see within the blue square. By giving managers an easy and direct way to spot outliers such as this, CCA Pulse Live Insights enables managers to identify and analyze partially hidden issues that may otherwise not be spotted. Over the past dozen or so slides, we've seen that the different CCA scorecards open up a world of much faster, more meaningful and directly relevant insight. CCA significantly reduces the need for managers to analyze data themselves or wait for back-end processes to be run. This enables managers to more easily spot situations and help them seek solutions and longer-term improvements. This drives consistently better business outcomes, including higher service levels, customer satisfaction, and NPS scores, but also higher employee experiences which may support staff retention. The net effect is better performance and reduced overall cost of operations. The charts on this page illustrate actual improvements in various KPIs. It can be seen that these support better operational outcomes, but can also have a direct bearing on top-line corporate objectives. For example, NPS scores directly support revenue and customer acquisition, and efficiencies in staffing contribute to both lower costs and higher margins. These graphs show how, as quality and efficiency improved, so did productivity. The result is a classic example of more for less. Within 2 years, the number of agents, team leaders, managers and business analysts dropped, even as the underlying business grew. This translated to substantial cost savings, especially from the beginning of year 2, as efficiencies kicked in and agent numbers reduced. We've reached the end of this introductory presentation on CCA. Thank you for listening. Should you now wish to understand more or proceed with a full live demonstration, please just tell the representative who introduced you to CCA or contact the Contact Center Analyst team at the email address shown. Further information on CCA is also available at our website. Thank you.